Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Hold on, I'm trying to get on the bloody thing. It's taking forever. I'm going to be doing my cross stitching with these, so I'm enjoying it. And I've just started watching the Murdoch thing trial. What is it called? Murders a Southern Scandal on Netflix. I'm watching the now, so I'm on the second episode. People with money. Oh, I'm drinking tomato juice today. Catherine, good morning to you. Thank you for coming in. Yeah, tomato juice I'm drinking today. I could sit and drink this all day long. I absolutely love tomato juice. Some people put Worcestershire sauce in it. I don't like that. I like it just straight up tomato juice. I wouldn't be able to drink it with vodka. I wouldn't be able to have a Bloody Mary. That wouldn't be right. But I love just a tomato juice. It's something. Drink it all day. Right, where am I? So I'll talk to you while I'm doing my cross stitching. This is what I've done so far. See, it's all the wee details. See the wee flowers? I've got to go around all these wee flowers with some yellow stitches, and then on the outs in here it's going to be white stitches. Mickey's Rotten House Mouse, good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Thank you for coming in. So that's where I'm at now. I need to change my thread. And I never pointed this out to you the other day when I was telling you about cross stitching, right? See when you get your threads? See when you get your thread right? Like say you're wanting to, I'll cut that there. Say you're wanting to use the yellow, now your thread's like that, right? People would be tempted to thread this whole thing in there. You don't. You open the thread up. Look. And I think there's usually 6 strands you get. See? And you just take one of them at a time. So this lasts more than what you would think, this length of thread. But that's what you do. You take the individual strand off it. See, a lot of people didn't know that there. Look at me teaching these. Listen, I was a bad girl again on Saturday night. Or Sunday night it was, but it was my Saturday. I was a bad girl. Again, I have to confess these. I have to do some confession. Is that the right colour? That's not the right colour. See, I nearly made a mistake there. That's a different colour of thread. It's this colour of thread I'm after, isn't it? Yes. Yeah, the thread lasts longer and it's just nice and it's nice and thin. I mean, you could use it the other way if you wanted to, but oh, it's been a while since I've had a rolling square sausage. Are you having it? Are you having sauce with it, Ashley? And good morning, Ashley. Are you having sauce with it? $75 on drinks, is that? Oh my god. It's too expensive now to go out, isn't it? It's just too expensive to go out anyway. Not as if I'm going anywhere. Well, I got into my astronomy and that, but I've not been out to a pub in years. Victoria, good morning, good morning. Yes, do you know it was snowing this morning? It was snowing this morning, so it was when I got up. It was snowing. Um, there's still snow on the cars, but it's a beautiful, beautiful spring day out there. Beautiful. I mean, it makes me want to do something in the garden, but it's telling you lies. It's tempting you to go and get plants and do some planting, and then we'll get hundreds of snow, and then all the plants will die. So I'm hanging on and hanging on. I'll hang on to maybe mid-April, and then I'll do some planting, but it's a bit too early now. Oh, a tatty scone with it. Yes. Yes, that's delicious. Or sometimes I just like onions. Or if I'm having sauce, it's tomato sauce. Oh my God. See, you get when listen, we get like that, and the whole place comes to a standstill. We get that, and there's no bread. There's no bread, milk, or toilet roll in the shops. Oh my God, Mickey, 3 hours in it. I hope you're nice and toasty warm now. I hope you're nice and warm now. Where was I? I've lost my place. Right, it was here. Right. 20 centimetres. See, we've had a couple of snowstorms that were really bad. The Beast from the East. We had that was a few years ago. That's what it was called, our snowstorm. We like to give snowstorms and stuff like that cool names. Like we had a wee hurricane here, right, and it was called Hurricane Ballbag. Now that is the name of it. You can look it up. I'm not being crude or nothing. That was the name of a hurricane. I think the Scottish should just name all the storms and stuff like that. And then we had the Beast for the East. We like to do that. We like to give things names. I know. Hurricane Ballbag. That was the year people's trampolines and everything were all up in trees. It was a crazy time. My windows blew in. Actually, like that, blew in with the hurricane. I was screaming in my own house. Screaming. My daughter's ex-boyfriend that was at the time had to thing of them shut. I had to get people out to put a block of wood against the window because it kept coming in. It's crazy. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. See, this is it. Um, During that year, the Beast for the East, was I married? Was that the one? Or maybe there was one before that. That I was married at the time anyway, and the ex-husband worked in the city centre, and he's going to go on a motorway to come home here, and he gets stranded overnight. And you know, see, I can't help it. I just cannot help thinking the worst. See, if somebody doesn't turn up, I'm thinking they're in a ditch like my kids. And I was thinking, oh my God, the ex-husband is going to try and walk home in this snow. He's got work shoes on. He's going to be sliding about. He's going to slide down, bang his head, die, and then more snow coming and top him, and we wouldn't find him till like spring. That's what was going through my mind. A whole scenario. Am I going to tell the kids? That whole thing. I can't help myself. In fact, that was so funny the other day. I think I was talking about this the other day as well. Sophie was showing me and her live stream when we had went to the beach. Now, I don't watch my live streams after the fact. All my videos, where I'm editing and stuff like that. So she was showing me when we went to the beach, and she's, don't forget she is 30, Soph. And I'm on the phone taking her, and Sophie's walking on the beach, and I'm going, there she goes. There she is now. There's my daughter going away from me now, like that. And then she goes in the rocks, and you hear me going, oh, be careful, and all that, right? And then I go, right, come back now, come back. I was like, for God's. But just, well, see there, that's proven that I love her. Do you know what I mean? I was concerned that a wave was going to come and drag her into the ocean. Oh. I was like, come here, Sophie. She's 30-year-old. Look, see, when you're a mother, it doesn't stop. It doesn't matter what age they're. It doesn't stop. But I've always got the terrible fear. If they're half an hour late, I'm like, oh my God, and I've got good reason to worry, because people would have thought I was crazy, because I was like, watch guys in vans, especially, right? Watch guys that go about in vans. She was just down from my house. She was walking over to my house, and this is true. This was a few years ago. And a guy drives by her in a white van, and then he turns, and then he goes back to her, and he stops, and he pulls his window down and says, do you want a lift somewhere, hen? And Sophie went, no, that's my mum's house right there. I'm just going to my mum's house and come in. That was only a few years ago. Some crazy dude just driving about. Who does that? Weirdos, that's what it is, weirdos. So she comes in and tells me this. I'm like, I bloody told you about the white vans and the guys. Sorry, that's got a white van, by the way. I'm not saying everybody in a white van's a crazy person. You know, I'd like a van myself. You know, I'm not knocking it. I would like a white van myself, but you always hear, that's what you always, well, that's all what I always hear. But there you are. So he's drove by Sophie's, had a good look at her, and then done a 3-point turn and went back and asked her if she wanted a bloody lift. So just be careful, people. Just be careful, everyone. I know. See, this is it. But you always get told about like vans when you were wee, and do you know something? A lot of them did have vans. But back in my day, no, I was born in the 70s. Don't forget the early 70s, and back in my day, it would be creepy guys saying, "Do you want to come and clap some poppies?" And us as kids, oh, I love a puppy. Yes, we'll come and pat it. Some bad man. So that was going about. So we were warned. In fact, I'm sure there was adverts on the tape. Charlie says, never play with matches. Anybody remember the adverts? I can't even show you. Charlie says, we had adverts back in the day, right? Now, you need to look these up. They're hilarious. And it's a cat, a wee cat, right? Like that. And then a cartoon boy. And he's going, Mummy said when we go to the park that a man might want to let us see puppies. And I was going to go with the man. And you see the man's legs and you see the boy like that, ready to grab the man's hand. And Charlie said, and the cat would do that anyway. Charlie says, never go with strangers in vans. You know? And then there was one that was like one day my mum and dad's matches were sitting and I thought that would be a good idea to light a fire. And then Charlie says, don't mess with matches, they're dangerous. So that was back in our day. That's the stuff that we were watching back in our day. Charlie says, oh, in fact, the Prodigy have got a wee bit of it in one of their videos. Charlie says, yeah, Charlie, oh, it was hilarious to see if you look it up. Because this wee cat's the wise one of the two of them. The wee boys, he's wanted to do everything dangerous. He's wanted to go with strangers like matches. And I'm sure the one was red lights. I was wanting to walk over the road and there was a red light. And Charlie says, don't be daft, go with green, stop with red. You know, just crazy stuff like that, Charlie. Charlie's a bit of an a-hole, really. Is my Tingle Pink good morning or good afternoon to you? Oh, the videos were hilarious. But that's what the bad men and ladies not used to do back in my day. Do you want to come and see some puppies? That was a lure. So we were warned about that. And there was always like people in vans. Crazy people. But there you are, there was one sneaking about my area asking my daughter if she wanted a bloody lift. See if I'd have been out in the street and seen that would have been an incident. I'd have been shouting. The police would have been called. Oh, you know, I might have got hockled and then took to the police station and interrogated for 3 hours. See, it all plays through my thing. Catherine, I'm in the middle of watching it. I've got it. See the back of this? I've got it on. I've watched the first one and I'm just starting the second one. I watched the first one with that poor lassie that died in the boat incident. What a bloody shame. See, Spoiled Brat comes to mind. Spoiled Brat, more money than sense, had planes, boats, hussies, ponies, lots and lots and lots of guns, all that kind of stuff. And this boy was drunk and driving a boat. So, and it's all the people in it, like the friends that are crying. That was breaking my heart this morning. And he used to allegedly slap his girlfriend in the face and stuff. See, they think they're invincible, some of these people. So I'm on to the second one. See, this is it. It shouldn't matter about how much money you should be a good parent, for God's. They were buying the Wayne's drink and stuff when the Waynes were like 14, 15. Getting them hammered. That's no right. Jenny, did I say good morning? Good morning, my lovely Jenny. I'm good. I'm doing my cross stitching at the moment. See, you probably can't see all the detail, but there's Poppy Choke. It's just like wee daisies I'm doing. So I've got the darker orange, and then I've got this kind of yellow, and then these bits of the petals is going to be white, and it's just going to be a nice wee border, and then I can put. I think I'm going to put oranges here and lemons here. I want a kind of spring kitchen kind of thing picture. I've just got the cross stitching bug, so I'm up to my neck in thread and stuff. Jenny, I was naughty on Saturday night. I've got to put my hand up and tell yous. I was been bad again Saturday night. Sunday night. Aye. Oh, I'm a naughty person. What can I say? Well, I had a great day on Sunday. Sunday was a brilliant day. I was feeling some sort of way when it got late at night. And I was naughty. Oh my God. Oh dear. What are you up to today? What is everyone doing today? What are we all doing? I'm binge watching this Murdoch thing and just sitting and doing my cross stitching. I'm enjoying it. See, it takes you. You're constantly thinking about your stitches and your thread and all of that. So I don't know what I'm going to. I've done put an Asda delivery in. I can't be bored going to the shops. Do you know that? So I've put a delivery in. I know that. So this Murdoch thing, but I'll be watching. I'll be waiting eagerly on the suitcase trial. That one I'm desperate to see. I'm desperate to see that one. Hold on, guys. Oh, and I've got wires everywhere. Letting the hooligans out. Letting the hooligans. Right. I'm going to get confused with this thread. That's not the right one. But where is the right one? There it is. No, it's not. See, I've got all these different. That isn't the right one. I've got all these different colours of thread. No, is it this one? Yep. Oh, there. Yes, he got life. He got 2 counts of life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. And then he was getting, when he was getting sentenced, they said to him, "Do you want to make a statement?" And he said, "Yes, I do." And again, he came on and went, "I didn't do it. I did not do it," and all the rest of it. So the man's never going to come clean with what he's done. But I just hope, see the last visions that he got, his son and his wife while they were alive, I'm hoping that the visions haunt him, you know, forever. That's what I'm see. I don't. When it comes to people, I hope the visions swirl about in that man's brain for the rest of his life. Horrible. But they were unstoppable. I mean, did you see the bit in the thing that he crashed his car, right? See, before crashing his boat, he crashed his car in a ditch, and the car went up and sideways and stuff like that. And the girlfriend at the time decided that she was going to call 911. So she phoned 911 and he hung up the phone. He hung up the phone and says to her, "What are you doing?" And she says, well, phoning the police. Don't phone the police. So he phoned, I think it was his mum and dad and all that, he phoned. And they came, and the first thing that they done, before even asking if everybody was okay or that, was to remove all the guns that were just lying about in this car. Moved all the guns and all the beer cans. What the hell? Do you not think your very first thing would be, is everybody all right? You okay? Let me see you. You all right? And give them a hug and stuff like that. Just a traumatic experience. Do you not think that'd be your first thing? Aye, it's all fishy stuff. But as I say, I'll do it while I'm listening, while I'm doing my cross stitching. That's about right. Right, move this other thread because I get confused if I've got too much thread lying about. There we go. Green Rose, my gorgeous Green Rose, good morning to you. I'm doing good. I'm doing my cross stitching at the moment. I'm doing some cross stitching. Right, where's my... It's not that colour of thread. I'm confused with my thread here. This is what I do. It's not that one either. I'll show you my cute wee scissors and stuff. Look at these, aren't these cute? My wee scissors. It is this one, isn't it? Nope. Where did that... I've lost some thread and I don't know where the hell it is. Where did it go? Ah, is this it? This is it here. Look, I don't think I've got another one it will have. Green Rose is dead easy. It's really, really easy. So if you've got a pattern like this, right, say you're going to do what I'm doing, the border here, you just count the stitches. So see this flower here, there was one stitch along and then there was one diagonal stitch and then one stitch down and one diagonal stitch and one along and down and in, and you count all the stitches and you just do all the stitches exactly like they're in the book, in the graph. The ones that are lined, you line them, but these ones here just go on like, let's see, I've just got them there like that. So it's dead easy, and as I say, the thread, I'll show you the thread again in a minute to wrap this one up. And then I've got it here. But it's really, it's very calming. I'll use that bit. I think it's calming. And see, if I ever go into the hospital, I take my cross stitching in with me, because everybody that's been in hospital will be able to tell you that one day in hospital seems like a bloody week. You know, you're just sitting watching the clock the whole time. And then when you do get in contact with people, they're usually doing painful things to you. So it takes me, listen, I remember, this is true. I was on IVs, right? Yes, I've got my astronomy on Friday, I can't wait. I was in the hospital for, do you know, I had pneumonia at the time. I was ill. And this was when I had eventually stopped smoking after this. I was really, really ill and with pneumonia. And I'm sitting and they've got IVs and all this. So I had an oxygen mask and everything on, right? So I'm in the bed like that. And it's like rooms. So there's like a girls' room and then it's guys and then girls and guys like that in this hospital. And in the next guy's room, there was a guy kicking off. It was about 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. And he's going, don't you effing take my trousers off. I'll punch you. It was all kicking off like that. And I thought, oh my God, we've got a mad guy in the loose. So I'm looking and I'm going, what have I got? Right, I've got needles, I could poke him with that, but that's not really going to do much. And then I thought, I've got my scissors. And I was sitting like that with my scissors thinking, if this maniac comes in here to get me, because you're vulnerable. You feel vulnerable when you're in the hospital. And the police came, the police actually came, the police came. I remember that. I couldn't even get up to go and have a look because I was kind of tied to the bed with all these wires and tubes and stuff. I was like, God, this is I can't even move. I can't even get up to go and have a look at the police. But it was all the guy was like really going crazy because they were trying to take his clothes off, probably to examine him. I mean, I don't know what was wrong with him, didn't I never seen the guy, I just heard him. But it was like really loud and kicking off. That hospital, I showed you, I'm sure I've showed you the picture. The picture that's in that hospital is a picture of a hand with an intravenous drip and then another hand that's got a pair of handcuffs on it. And it's got choose your treatment. So like, don't even go there because we'll just don't even talk back to us and we'll get the police. That's what we've got the beautiful pictures in our hospital. So if you're not feeling bad enough, we're watching you, by the way. One peep out of you and I'm phoning the police. Oh, for God's sake. Unbelievable. Saying that some of the hospitals, especially with Uncle Frankie, I told you about that guy, Uncle Frankie, and he'd peed himself and stuff. And the staff in the hospitals, it can't be easy, especially if you've got a difficult patient. Oh. It's chilly. You know, I'm not a difficult patient. I'm a nice patient. I'm nice. I don't do the buzzer too much. But oh God, it's I. The crazy ones seem to seek me out though, Green Rose. Me and Sophie were talking, was it me and Sophie or me and I think it was me and Amanda actually, about the guy that, again it was my leg was busted up and I was in the hospital and I was married at the time, so it was me and my ex-husband. And we're in there and, wait a minute, where am I? There I am, right, found it. And this guy comes in, I'm sitting in the bed, right, with the leg up like that, and the ex-husband sitting in a chair in this wee room. And this guy comes in, he goes, oh, what are you in for? Oh, I says, I'm in with my leg and that, you know, I had an operation and my legs, my wound was leaking or something was happening with the leg, I can't remember what. And he was going, oh, aye. He says, okay, I was in earlier, I came in here earlier, and he's blaring away. Nice day outside, eh? Oh, aye, it's a bit cold though, eh? It's a bit cold, at least it's dry. Oh, this kind of chatter was going on in the room with this stranger. So anyway, he says, have a nice day, and away he went like that, and we were just like, that guy was dead nice coming in and just blathering away to us, right? And then I swear the next thing, a doctor comes in like that. Have you seen a wee guy about this height, moustache and all that? We said, aye, he was just in here talking. Oh, he's went and escaped. He's not meant to be out. The guy was a sectioned patient and decided to waltz into my room to have a full-blown conversation. And the doctor left, like, hunting for this guy. And the ex-husband was like, that's your fault. I get blamed for it. I get blamed. Oh, God, Catherine. Oh, my goodness. See, I remember one time that I was dead nosy. The pain was too much. I couldn't sleep. It was just after I got the metal rod put in my leg and it was just like burning flame. That's the only way I can explain the feeling of this. It was like burning flame, painful throbbing leg, right? So I was on pretty heavy meds, as you can imagine. I wasn't on the clicker. I'd moved for the clicker onto, they were giving me an injection every few hours. So anyway, this lady comes in, and to this day I wonder how she's getting on. This lady comes in, and she's just lying down like that, and she's just bandaged for her head. It was like an Egyptian mummy, just bandaged the whole way down like that, and she's just lying like that. And I was like, oh God, that woman's been in a road accident or something. That's what I was thinking. And then the police come in. So I'm cross-stitching, funny enough, at the time. My needle was going like bloody hell like that, as if I'm not listening to a word you're saying, but listening to it all. And it was terrible. Apparently, she stayed in a high-rise flat, and her and her partner got into some kind of argument. And she says, that's it, I'm going to. And he says, you're not going to. And she says, I am, I'm going to. And the partner says, but I'm going to lock you in. And she says, if you lock me in, I'm going to jump out the window. And he locked her in, and she jumped out the window and shattered her whole bottom half. Her pelvis and everything was all shattered. It was like the 4th story or something like that up. Shattered her legs, pins in her legs. And to this day, I don't know if the woman, was able to walk afterwards. But the police had come in anyway, and they went, why did you jump? And she went, look, she says, I wasn't trying to do myself in or anything like that. She says it was, and told the police the story. And I was thinking, so you jumped out the window? I couldn't get over it. So the next day, I'm phoning my mum. You need to come up here and listen to some of this. This is something else that's happening up here in the hospital. So the next day, the woman's son and who was it? Was it her brother? Her son and her brother or something like that had come up to the hospital, and the son is sitting like that. Mum, I can't even look at you. I cannot look at you. And I was like, oh God, it's kicking off. It's kicking off. Cross stitch, cross stitch. And he says, what if I told you about taking cronies up to your house? That just means like I don't know how you would pronounce that in other languages. Like I don't know. No good people, right? You're forever taking them up to your house and drinking and stuff. And I was like, oh my God, it's kicking off again. And then the doctors came in and says to her, listen, see if you don't want MD coming in, we can do that. So if the police want to come and take a statement and you don't want that, we've got the power to say to the police, you can't come in and talk to the patient. Just let us know if you want. And she was going, aye, okay. I was like, golfer girl, good morning, my golfer girl. Aye, it was all kicking off. All kicking off. But there you are. To this day, I wonder if that woman was ever able to walk again. I mean, all it was holding her bones in place was all these pins. And it was my surgeon that had done the operations, because she was the one that deals with your legs and stuff like that. So she was in looking at the patient. But see, when you're in a hospital, nothing's private. See, the room that you're in, nothing's private. See when they bring round the curtain, that doesn't shield the noise. Everybody can hear what's going on inside. I hope she was okay as well, Green Rose. I hope she was all right as well. But I can only imagine that after she'd done it and she was like halfway down, that she thought what a bad idea this was. Or maybe it was she was just like, I'll show him. Sometimes it's better just to walk away from an argument. Or phone the police and say, look, I'm in my house and my partner's not letting me out. Something, I wouldn't have jumped out the window, but there you go. Jumping out the window, I know, Catherine, I felt like saying to her, but I bet you, see, once she's sobered up and realised what the hell's happened, she wouldn't really need MD shouting at her. She'd be feeling it all silly why she'd done it. But all that was kicking off. Many times I've had weird stuff happen to me. And I think they always put me in that ward. Oh, see, that's good, golf. Got a room of your own's good. The only rooms in that hospital, if you get a room of your own, it's usually because you've got some kind of virus or something that would spread around the other patients. But usually you get put in a ward and it's got 4 beds in it. So it's 4 people. So I'm used to it. So if somebody new comes in, I'll go, all right, what are you in for? M&P, good morning to you. Thank you for coming in. But yin for, and I tell them my business, they tell me their business. We just get it out in the open. This is what I'm in for, hemorrhoids and stuff. So if you hear the doctor and all that, then you know what's happening. So that you've no privacy whatsoever. I mean, they bring that. See if you've got to use one of the commodes, for instance, right? They bring the cover round, and you're sitting on this commode, and it just doesn't feel right, doesn't it? No. I know, Catherine. I should true stories as well for hospital bed. And listen, I wasn't telling my kids were older, my girls were older. I'd be telling them these crazy stories, and I think they thought to themselves, "Oh, mum's just telling stories again," you know. But it wasn't till they were older and they were with me. When all this goes down, that they're like, right, okay, we believe you know. Believe you know. Aye. There was one time I was a bad patient, but by God, I was in agony. I mean, I really was in agony. And I remember this young girl that probably didn't know that I'd got such a severe operation, brought me 2 paracetamol and I flicked them off my table. I apologised. See, when I came down a bit, I apologised and said, I'm so sorry for doing that. I was just, because I was like, I need stronger medication than paracetamol. See, that was a bad patient that day, but I was in shitload of pain. It really was. Is that colour done? Yes, yes. Just checking that my flowers have all got a wee yellow bit in the middle, which they have. So that's that colour done. Right, what am I doing next? Right, white colour. So it's white, but see when you put white on this, it doesn't really show up very good. So I'm using that kind of colour of white for the flowers. I should just write a book on just stories, just the Riddler. I mean, he needs his own space in the book. The Tale of the Riddle Man. We need that. I need that in a book. Because that's another unbelievable bloody story that happened. And again, I'm like, it's my fault. I'm like, but how's it my fault? I cracked them. That's what I was always told. Maybe it's because I'm talkative. I don't know. But even in the hospitals, I get right in there. Hiya, where are you from? It stops it awkward because there's nothing worse. See, when I was a wee girl, I know the feeling of going to a new ward and you don't know him. It's like school again. No, I prefer not to. I'm going to show you why, right? I'll do a wee bit here. I'm going to show you why, because I like to do it fast, right? I like to do my stitching fast. So wait a minute to thread this. Wait a minute. There we go. I'll show you why I don't use my hoop. The hoop, if you can use if you want, but I don't. So see if you use a hoop and it's tight like this, right? You're sewing, but you're going in, pull it, and then you're coming back, pull it, and that's the only stitch you can really do when you're in the hoop, just in, like that. Me, what I do is when I'm doing a stitch, I bring it in, and then I go into the next hole with my needle, and then bring it in like that, under like that. So I've already started my next stitch, and then in again, and out like that. So I've done my next stitch. So if you were doing the hoop, you wouldn't be able to do that, but with this technique, you do it a lot faster. But you can use whatever you want. I mean, people find that easier. There's no right or wrong thing how to do it, but that's just how I do it. Oh, did we join you in the bathtub? There you are, eh? There you are. So, right, the rest of the flowers now will be done in this white colour. But it's a gorgeous spring day. I mean, I really do want to go and plant something. I don't know what kind of flowers I want though. Maybe pansies. Maybe I like pansies. They've got wee faces, pansies, haven't they? I don't know. I'm going to get some kind of nice plant. I'll do this one flower and then I'll show you what the finished flowers will look like. See, people they don't realise how much detail that you put in your cross stitching. And people used to say, "Why don't you sell them?" Because sometimes I'm at the one work of cross stitch for weeks. You know, you can be weeks and you can't put a price on that. You know, you really can't. But I just enjoy doing it. Something about it is relaxing for me. So I'll show you this flower once I've done it. So I'm going to have oranges and lemons and all that in this. I want it to go in my kitchen, so I want it to be, you know, kitcheny. I wonder if I should get a frame for it. I'll take a measurement and maybe order a wee frame for it. That's if it's nice. It might turn out rubbish. It won't turn out rubbish. I need to finish this wee flower. I'm really there. See, one flower even takes ages. I've got loads. But it's nice sometimes having a border around your work. Right. Right. See, it doesn't look much difference, but I can see the difference. See, now that one's all done. That's not done. That's all done. It's got white kind of colour thread all around it. So although it doesn't look much difference, I notice a difference. You know, that's a finished flower. That's not finished, so. I know. It is. God forget it was snowing though this morning. Snow. There's still snow in the car out there, but it was just like a wee flurry. But see, that's it. We're tempted to go out and plant stuff, and they would just die. They would just die. And I always worry about the bees. See, when you get a beautiful early spring like this, no, the bees and everything all start wakening up, and then frost and snow again, it kills them. Look at me worrying about the bees. I'm still frightened. I wish I wasn't, because they're cute, but I'm frightened of them. All the things I've had done to me, and I'm frightened of a wee tiny bee. And wasps are just evil. Wasps just sting for fun. I remember one time in the Isle of Bute, and we were in the Rossi Castle, and Rossi Castle's got a moat round it, right? It's got a moat and a drawbridge. Right? It's dead romantic looking, but it's like kind of crumbled and stuff. But we were going in, right, and on the window ledge was a. Now I love my spiders. I mean, if a spider crawls on me, I'll pick it up and put it on the wall. And, you know, spiders are lovely. And there was a spider on the window ledge, and there was a wasp stinging hell out of it. I was traumatised. Oh, like that. No, when I think of Rossi Castle, beautiful monument right there, and I'm like, oh, that's where the spider got it, got jaggy jagged by a rogue wasp in there. That's what I remember now. Oh dear. Oh, I'd love to go back to the Isle of Bute one day. I mean, I could drive now. See, before stopping me was driving. See, I'd be able to do it now. I'd be able to drive now, no bother, to the Isle of Bute. In fact, see if I was braver back in the day, instead of going to Croatia, I'd have went to the Isle of Bute. I'd love to go one day. And there's no much to do, right? It's a wee island. off Scotland, down at Ayrshire, and it's a way. You feel as if you go back in time when you land on the island, and everything goes slowly, and you can't be in a rush to go anywhere, right? Because all of a sudden you can come across like herds of cows, right, just on the road, just cows. And there was this time I was learning to drive, right? There was a learner, and I was driving in Isle of Bute. It's all like passing places and stuff like that, single track roads. So here we come up to this herd of cows in the road, big herd of cows. And I thought, right, we can't move. So I stopped, put car in neutral and all the rest of it. I'm doing it mirrors. And I look in the mirror and there's like 60 or 70 all coming up the back like that, all these cows. And I was like, right, there's more cows. And then before I knew it, the car was surrounded by cows and they were banging into the side of the car. Ah! Oh! I'm screaming in this car. Ah! And these killer cows that are banging into the car. They're crushing us. They're going to crush us to death. I'm shouting. I'm shouting that in the car. The ex-husband, he's no amused with me. And then eventually a wee sheepdog came up and rounded them up. I was like that. The farmer must have been thinking, a city person there. We're getting crushed alive. I was like that. I can't help myself. See, I just go into a... Yes, there's a very regular to it, Catherine. Killer cows squashing us to death. I was like that, screaming. Sometimes I do overreact. See, when there's a situation like that, sometimes I do. Like the time Sophie was about 8 or something like that, and we decided to go up the hills. Way up the hills, where I took yous and we lost signal and all that. Way up the miles up the hills, right? And there was this kind of car park, and there was only one other couple sitting, having a romantic time probably until we arrived. Oh, for goodness sake! Look at that! Look at Ralph, Raff, Raff. Anyway. So here we're up the bloody mountains, right? And I thought, do you know what? Let me just take Sophie's socks and shoes off, right? So I took her socks and shoes off so she could feel the grass under her feet. Well, it being here and there's a-holes about, somebody'd smashed a bottle and her foot got cut, and there was a lot of blood. A lot of blood. We'd a white car at the time, right? So I sits her up on top of the white car. She's screaming. The blood's all it's smeared all over the car. It's like something out of murder film smeared. No, don't forget where I was. And I'm going, is there a doctor? We need a doctor immediately. Like that. You know, it was me, us, and the poor romantic couple that I've thought, oh Christ, look at them. It was a whole thing, and I'm going, help! We need 999 emergency. I was doing all that, and the ex-husband was like, pack it in. So we get through that scenario. We're like, right, that was a bad incident. Now, you okay, Sophie? Sophie was all right with plasters and stuff. We plastered her up. She was fine. So we thought, right, we'll have something to eat now. And we had a big Dalmatian called Harvey at the time, right? So he's prancing about, the middle of nowhere, just prancing about. And there's this big open field like that. And he goes into it, and we're going, oh, look at that. He's got all that place to run, all that place to run. And as he was walking, bang, 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 all these sheep all started coming up. And the dog was like that away, chasing the sheep. And I was going, he's going to get shot with a farmer. I was shouting all that. Help! Thank you, God, for being fast with Ralphie. Raff. I wonder what he thinks. Do you think he thinks that we're going to be like, oh, aye? Tell us more about that then. So that was me screaming, shouting away up the middle of nowhere. We need a doctor. And the dog's going to get killed. And the kids are going, moo. Don't hide your eyes, girls, hide your eyes. There could be an incident. We were the only people there. All the people there. Eventually we got the dog back, but and he never done any sheep. I think he thought there were other Dalmatians because he's white. I think that's what was going on. I think he thought that was a big field of Dalmatians. Bang, Bah. Right. And listen, the farmer's got every right. See if there's a animal on their property that they think's maybe annoying their livestock, and they've got the right to shoot it. That's how I was going. He's going to get shot with a shotgun now. You can't take me places, even up the mountains. Even away up the mountains, I'm a nightmare. See, I suppose I'm a lot of work, really, when you think about it. See, when you think about it, I'm quite a handful here. Quite a handful. Oh. It's like I go into this kind of mode though that I can't help myself overreacting. You know, I should have been an actress or something. They know overreaction in the movies. See if there's a scene that somebody's going to really overreact, I'm your gal for that. I can do that. For goodness sake. Poppy! It's a dog. Poppy! Poppy! She's a bad lassie. I see that I can't help overreacting. It's just that, and it's never planned. It's not planned. It just absolutely happens like that all of a sudden. The worst of the worst. She's seen a cow. I don't know what they'd be squaring up to a cow. We Jack Russells. They'd square up to a lion. So they would. They're like that. I know. Thank God he was all right. We got him back. Then no sheep were harmed or anything like that. That was another day out. We went. See, as we left the house, we were all, yeah, let's go a picnic. We were all dead happy like that, getting into the car. And then see, we came back home. Nobody was talking to him. They like that. Just don't speak to us. Just, I want to be myself. It was one of the days. We all went out happy and came back like that. Oh, right. I'll tell you one more story before I go. This was hilarious and also very, very true. And it was even before I was married, right? I wasn't even married yet. And me and the fiance at the time, we were going to run in the car. We were going to run. He'd spent all morning, first of all, washing his car. His car was all spick and span, clean, beautiful. Hoovered the car, all this got done right. And we were going to run in the car. But we'd ended up having a wee argument and we thought, I'm not talking to you and you're not talking to me. So I kind of sat looking out my window and he was doing the driving and stuff. We were only talking. And I'm thinking he's an a-hole and all, all the stuff you think when you're having an argument with your partner. Oh, he's doing my nutting. All this kind of stuff. So here, karma, it's fine. Karma, what a wonderful thing. He drove down his car window, right, because it was a warm day. It was a nice warm day. And we passed this farm and the farmer was sprinkling manure all over his farm and he had this kind of pipe thing like that was firing out the manure, and it was like bullets along the side of your car. It went and then splat like that all over the ex-husband's face. Cow manure all over his lovely clean car that he spent hours cleaning. And I just sat there and I thought, listen, I better no laugh. But I was sitting going, karma. It was like a bullet, and then splat on his face, like that. That's what it was like. Like that. That was another day that we went out and the came home like that. Aye. Sometimes karma just comes knocking at the door and you're just like, can't believe that. I didn't laugh or nothing because I thought, see if we laugh, if I laugh at this situation, that's it. Our relationship's over. I better no laugh. I laugh at it now, though. I can laugh at it now. It was brilliant. So that was a fun story. I don't even know what we were arguing for. Oh, that was a time when I think it. Karma. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go and finish my flowers. Do you know, it'll probably take me all day to colour in these wee flowers, just the white thread. See, you probably don't notice the difference between that flower and they ones are filled in. So yeah, I notice the difference. That's the main thing, and it's got to be done right. So there you are. That's my wee storytelling. I should write a book about storytelling. I should definitely write a book about it, and you can all laugh at it. So thank you all for coming on today. I don't know if I'll be back tomorrow or not. We'll see. I might be back tomorrow. But have I got a video coming up tomorrow? Oh, I have got a video. What did I do? Oh, the shark. I've got a wee shark toy thing here. I was playing with that. That's all. That's coming up tomorrow. So have a lovely, lovely day, everyone. And I'll give you a big kiss. And I'll see you later. Bye, everyone.